Or no, oh shoot, no, maybe that's not right. Damn it.
So yes, once I click this to go live, we'll be going
Where
live.
you hit it.
scroll
Yes.
So it's right there.
Yeah.
So we're good there.
And same with YouTube. I did YouTube. So if you click over here,
Okay.
same thing. I already did the streams.
Yep. So what I would have to do is.
Oh, looks like you're live.
It says end stream, so I think we're going.
So yep, we are going here.
All right, whatever.
Hi guys.
Hi, we're just trying to figure things
We're trying to figure things out. If you're watching us on YouTube, that's how this works sometimes. But yeah, so we're good on. We should be good on Facebook once I do the go live.
And then you
I
just
will
hit-
make sure to do the CTV stream, and then I'll make sure that we have graphics up, which we don't have quite yet, but we will. Give me 2 seconds. If you're watching us on YouTube, I gotta go get my graphics and put them on. This is how this works. Gotta love raw footage. I love it. I love it. 2 seconds, friends. I don't think we have a new meteorologist. Nobody's in there, so I will do it. Handle this. I'll get in contact with Josh. Okay, figure that out. Okay. No, we're good. Okay. We're good, yeah. I just don't know how to shut her down.
I can. You can.
Okay.
Just tell me when you're done. I will come over.
Okay, friends. Hi. How's it going? Obviously, I'm a little bit on the low end here when it comes down to the actual camera. I don't exactly know how to produce that for you, and I apologize ever so much to actually get this adjusted. But you know what? That's okay. We're working with it. Janae is our live streaming guru, so she's the one that knows all the things, which is so wonderful. We're gonna hit go live here for Facebook. And live video is starting. It's giving us just a quick second here. Should just pop that in and we should be good to go. We should be going live and we are up and we are rocking and rolling. Hey, good morning to you guys. I'm going to try to bring this down a little bit. Good morning to you guys. First Warn 5 meteorologist Greg Bennett. This is a big day. This is a huge day for us because this is something that we're not going to see for another maybe 20 years. It could be even longer than that, depending on where our weather forecast is going to be within 20 years from now. But we have got the Great American Eclipse going on, and some areas are not looking good for it, and other areas are looking pretty sweet for it. And I got to say, I'm so thrilled as a meteorologist to let you know that we are one of the chosen few here to have a phenomenal outlook to actually witness this eclipse. I am going to pop this up for you and do I believe I need to do cut to, and let's see if that pops up for us. There we go. So we are up. We are rolling with our graphics here. Give me just a second so I can actually drive the ship, and we've got it up and going. So this is our forecast, right? This is what we're looking at throughout the next 24 hours of cloud cover, and obviously specifically moving into the afternoon. I'm going to put this into motion for you as we move forward. We've got a couple of low pressure systems. They're not quite centered perfectly anymore, but that's okay. I'm going to go in here and I can actually adjust them just a tad. Let's see if I can get in there and actually adjust these for you and do one of these. I'm just clicking buttons as I go, right? Because we're going to get to the nitty gritty. Yeah. So now I'm actually in edit mode for these graphics. I'm going to go all the way to the pause point that we've got here, and it's right here. So technically, this area of low pressure is about there. This upper level low pressure system's about here. And you can see we've got kind of a ridging going on over the, well, we'll call it the mid-Atlantic states. I think we could call it that. Let's see if we could go into it and put an H. I'm going to put an H over there just to say, hey, we got a little ridge of high pressure. Oh, no, it's kind of deep in there. Let's go to the properties and kind of move this thing out. Position it. Let's see, open up the position, and we'll call that a 9. There we go. So there's your H over there. Technically, this is in the upper levels of the atmosphere that we're dealing with. In the upper levels of the atmosphere, we have got ridging and we've got troughing going on. These low pressure systems are really actually all the way down closer to the surface as well. And they're providing wet weather, frozen precipitation opportunities. This is all conducive with seeing some hefty cloud cover in locations to the northern states and then moving over into the Great Lakes. That upper level low offer on the four corners, that's looking rough, but there's another area of low pressure that we're monitoring. And that particular area of low pressure is closer to Oklahoma. Now, that's actually closer to the surface overall. But that low pressure system in Oklahoma is going to shift south into eastern Texas, basically around the Arklatex. So we don't have to worry about that one. And what takes over for us is a mid-level high pressure system. Do you see that kind of gray slot that we're dealing with? Let me stop that right there. I'm going to stop that right there before we get into percentages. And I am going to draw a little something. It's going to have some arrows on it, but that's okay. We're going to do that. Do you see this dry slot that we're seeing here? Right in there. Isn't that nice? Look at that. That's great. That's actually high pressure. There's high pressure, like a sliver of high pressure that's literally holding everything at bay to the north and to the south of us. And that's going to continue on through much of the day. Now, granted, we will get a little bit of cloud cover, but late afternoon, partly cloudy skies will take over. And that's like 3:30 in the afternoon, to be more precise. So I am so excited about that. I'm going to get rid of that. So what are we talking about? What are the odds of us seeing an ideal day to actually see this eclipse? Let's just move it forward. And this hasn't changed, by the way, from this weekend. 80% chances for favorability to actually witness the eclipse right here to the metro. We have our chief meteorologist, Luke Doris. He's actually near Cape Girardeau right now. He's actually in between Cape Girardeau and Perryville. And he's got a less of a chance because the cloud cover seems to want to build in this location. It's just a little too far south. Now, with that being said, if you do have friends and family trying to witness the eclipse, maybe in Benton, Pettis County, Henry County, around Butler, and even the Clinton area, you're going to see better chances for partly cloudy skies in those locations. So I want you to be ready for that. So you're going to see less of a value. That 80% turns to more of a 70% chance. All right. It's still looking pretty good, but understand that you're going to have some passing clouds in there in the mix of everything. So really exciting stuff. Do I want to save all of this? No, I don't. I don't want to save it. So this is the setup just for this morning. If you're just getting all prepped up and ready to go, you're gonna get out there. You're gonna enjoy yourself. I've got the golf course up here for you, but I mean that goes for anything. It could be yard work. You could be heading out there just to get some errands done. Maybe you do have to go to work for a little bit. This is what it's looking like as we move forward in time, right? So when it comes down to the forecast, sunny skies are anticipated. Like all morning long, sunny skies. Temperatures are going to start off chilly. They're in the 40s right now, but you know what? We've got light wind, thanks to high pressure, right? We're not on the edge of this high pressure system. We're more towards the center of it, so you don't have to worry about any kind of gusty conditions today, all day. I think the best we get is a 5 to 15 mile per hour wind. And that's towards the end of the eclipse. So we're looking good there. Sunny skies, 65 degrees. You can't tell that, but there is a noon forecast underneath my banner that says forecast, the Great American Eclipse. And that's at 65 degrees. So let's get to the wear and tear, right? The nitty gritty, what you need to know. Let's go straight into the eclipse forecast for you, friends. And this is it. You can see the information on the side of your screen. Partial eclipse begins, maximum eclipse, and then we've got partial eclipse ends, right? So as we go towards the partial eclipse beginning, the timing of that begins at 12:37 in the afternoon and 52 seconds. I mean, we are down 2 seconds to give you the optimum kind of conditions and times of how this event is going to go down. So we are calling for 12:37 in the afternoon and 52 seconds for us to begin the eclipse. It's going to take time for this to move forward. As we move to 1:54 in the afternoon and 46 seconds, we will get to the maximum that the Kansas City area is going to get with this eclipse, and that is 89.7% totality. That's a lot. I mean, nearly 100%. We're doing pretty good for an epic visual of this eclipse to go down. All right. And then by the time we make it to 3:11 in the afternoon and 17 seconds, that will be the full, we're done. We're officially back to full sunshine, and we go about our day, which, by the way, is still looking to be a beautiful day for us. I got high temperatures in the lower 70s. I've got wind out of the west-southwest at 5 to 15 miles per hour. And the cloud cover finally builds by the late afternoon there, around the time the kids maybe get done with school, if they do have school today, or maybe it's a short day for them because we've got a really cool event that's going on. That all being said, does this mean we can look straight at the eclipse? Because we're at 90% totality. We should be all right. Negative, cloud leader. That is a no-no. We do not want to do that. You could still burn your retina. That is a bad idea, right? That means you could still go blind. You can go partial blindness, and we don't want that to happen. You want to use those special glasses. Now, can you look at the eclipse through a telescope? Absolutely. With the proper lens. You need a very expensive solar lens that is going to do the same thing that your glasses will do. So why is that so important? It's very important. The reason why it is so important is that we have got ourselves a magnifying glass. All right? Think of that magnifying glass. Remember when you were a kid? Maybe you did this. Maybe you did. I mean, you know, maybe you did do this. I know I did it. I did it with sticks and twigs and leaves, right? But maybe you had a magnifying glass, right? And you brought it outside. It was a sunny day. And you're trying to use that magnifying glass to capture just enough sunlight to where it concentrates through the lens, and it creates a concentrated beam of light that goes to the ground, right? And did you see things smoke? Maybe it lit on fire? Yeah, that's what a telescope will do if you do not have that special solar lens on it. Can you use your glasses looking through a telescope without that lens on? No, it's a bad idea, because again, it's still going to be a concentrated beam of light that's going to melt those glasses and then go right for your eyeball. So that's another bad idea. If you have that special lens that you put on that telescope, then you're good to go. And you've got one world of an experience to check out, much better than the rest of us do. But you need that special lens. So that's really important. I've been getting a lot of questions on social media. Let me see if I can pop that up for us. Check out some social media. Let's see if I've got any comments here. I don't have any comments quite yet here, but that's okay. I've got questions. If we've got questions out there, then, by all means, chime in and let me know about it. But I do have plenty of people checking this out. I've got about 70 people checking this out. I don't have any comments popping up here, unless you guys are being quiet, which is cool. I'm totally down with that. That's fine. But if you got any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know about it. I'll be happy to answer them as we move forward here. I'm going to actually refresh this. Maybe it doesn't pick up the actual message board quite yet with this. And I'm going to open this up, the event log. Let's see. Nope, I haven't gotten anything in the actual hit. Here we go. All right, there we go. Now we're going to get them all in. Now they're pulling in. All right. So we got a couple of people here that are chiming in. Best time to see this thing. Okay, so best time to see the eclipse. Best time, you're looking at 1:54 in the afternoon. 1:54 and 46 seconds is the maximum eclipse. That's it. We have made it. We are successfully under it. You're probably going to witness that for about 4 to 5 minutes, and then it will slowly start to shift, and then we'll start to increase more sunlight as the moon starts to pass on over. So that's what we're looking at, right? So that's what we have. That's the timing of it. Is this... Oh, and I got a question over here. Is this going to affect my animals? Yes and no. Okay. So when it comes down to it, it could affect us too, right? If you don't know anything about an eclipse, You don't know that it's happening. You don't know what's going on. And all of a sudden, in the afternoon, it just goes dark and a really big sphere is in the sky that is encompassing the sun. It makes you a little nervous, right? Makes you feel really, really small and like there's nothing you can do about this kind of situation. That's the kind of thing that we've got to worry about, right? Maybe you're confused or maybe, you're like, wait, what is going on? Why is this happening? Should I be afraid of this? Should I go do something? Like, well, what do I do here? That's the kind of thing that maybe your animals might be concerned with, your domestic animals. So your dogs, your cats, anything that hangs out outdoors and doesn't realize what's going on may be a little confused, a little bit more nervous or skittish, but is this going to do some weird magnetic neurological change to your animal? Is it going to go crazy? No, not at all. Is this going to mess up bird patterns or is this going to mess up, cicada migrations or something? No. No, not at all. Is this going to make crazy tidal waves happen or huge situations where you have high tides that come through? No, everything is the same. We just got lucky and the moon is going to pass over in just a way that we get this solar eclipse right through 13 major cities across the United States. This is something that actually happens twice a year, all the time. Across the entirety of the earth. The thing is that 3/4 of the earth is covered in water. And 9 times out of 10, these big eclipses happen over water. So nobody witnesses it. So this is not a crazy out of the ordinary thing. It is out of the ordinary going through such major, dense populated areas. And that's kind of wild. It's fun. We could actually witness this. But does this alter a pattern across the earth? No. Could it affect the temperature? Yes, absolutely. Could this affect a weather pattern? Yes, it can via temperature. Okay. Now, the reason why is because obviously we've got a very large sphere blocking out sunlight. We will drop temperature. That's what's going to happen. And ahead of storm systems, for example, we've got a severe weather threat around eastern Texas. Ahead of these storms, during the eclipse, we're going to see a drop in temperature. So as these thunderstorms build up and they're about to move over a particular area, there's no more warm air lift in that area because the temperature dropped. So we may see a decrease in severe weather during the time in particular locations that the eclipse is ensuing because we have a drop in temperature, right? Because shade is always cooler, right? You're blocking out the sun. UV rays, anything that's going to really gyrate molecules and atoms that really start up increasing the atmosphere and the air, right? So yeah, that can alter for sure. But again, this has nothing to do with a magnetic disturbance to the atmosphere. We're not going to see satellites drop out of the sky. We're not going to have anything like that happen. You don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. It is 8:06 in the morning. We've got some time here, friends. We got another, you want to get settled in about 4 hours from now, about noon. Noon is where you want to settle in, get yourself all ready to go. If it means that you're actually going to be in your backyard, which is awesome, maybe you could start up a lunch barbecue, have everybody outdoors and the music going, knowing that by the time we get to another hour and a half, you're going to start to see a wild occurrence happen in the sky. And that's kind of fun, right? If you've got that opportunity. I've been told that there's a lot of schools that are not necessarily canceling or doing short days, but they are shortening up all of their classes. So there's going to be a time that everybody at school can go outdoors and witness the eclipse. But some schools are actually calling it early, around lunchtime. That way, we've got an opportunity for the kids to experience this with their family. It's definitely something that doesn't happen all the time. So the next big one like this, potentially that can occur, it's all depending on, the kind of tilt of the earth and where we're going to be with the day and the time and the season here. But right now it's looking more like another 20 more years, and we're going to have another one somewhat like this. It's not going to take the same path, but we're going to have an opportunity to have this go across the United States. So 2044 is going to be our next eclipse. So this does happen. Does it can it happen where you can see it twice or maybe even 3 times in a lifetime? It's plausible that's going to occur, but it's definitely one that's very rare. And if you've got an opportunity to just stop what you're doing for about 10 minutes and check out what goes down at around 1:54 and 46 seconds here around the metro, I say do so, because it's an experience that you're only going to get maybe 2 more times max in your lifetime. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Maria's just asking, what time is this happening? Technically, the actual eclipse begins at around 12:37 and 52 seconds in the afternoon. So around 12:30 in the afternoon, we're officially starting the eclipse. It's gonna take time to get to maximum here around the metro. The max part of the eclipse that we're going to see is almost 90% totality. It'll be 89.7%. So it's almost an entire eclipse of the sun, which is why we're saying you can't look directly at it with the naked eye. You have to wear those special solar glasses. That happens at 1:54 and 46 seconds in the afternoon. So 1:54 in the afternoon and almost to 1:55 in the afternoon. That'll be your max eclipse for the Kansas City area. After that, we hit to 1:55. We're going to start lessening the eclipse, and it's going to start to move off for us, right? So let me show you what that kind of sort of looks like. I'm going to show you that. Pop that up. Boop. There we go. So this is our max eclipse that I'm showing you right now. And again, 1:54, 46 seconds is what we're looking at. Winds out of the west-southwest at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Notice the sky icon? That's automatically updated, by the way, which is kind of cool. So it's telling us that it's going to be dark outside, like it thinks it's going to be nighttime. That's the other thing that we could see definitely with our animals. You're going to see some wild animals maybe slightly confused that it's during the day and all of a sudden it turns to night. That might make them a little more on the nervous side. You might also see nocturnal animals like raccoons, maybe owls, stuff like that start to pop their heads up and get a little bit more active. Maybe if you're going to be experiencing this around a park, for example, and usually you don't see a whole lot of wildlife because they're out during the night, you might hear some rustling in the woods from some of those nocturnal animals. So take that into consideration, right? This is going to last at full totality for us, which is 89.7%. This should last for about 4 to 5 minutes. And then we start to drop it. And then we're going to see more sunshine come through. By the time it's fully done with, it's going to be about 3:11 in the afternoon. That's when we're going back to 100% sunshine. Okay? So it does take time, moving in and out of the area overall, if we're going to really go from 0.1% to 99.999999% visibility again, right? So that's where we're at right there. Deidre says, wow, the next time that you see the solar eclipse, Greg, your son is going to be in college. Oh, God. Why did you have to say that? Oh, my baby boy's going to be in college. That's crazy. How old am I going to be? That's going to be, I'm old. You're going to be 68?
Yeah, so
Oh,
stop whining.
okay, we're going to stop. I'm going to stop. Are we going to be wearing Depends? Okay, all right, that's fair. That's fair. We're going to be old. But you know what? We'll be able to see the next one, hopefully. Hopefully, if we're still here. Wow, Deidre, you just brought that into some serious perspective for me. My goodness, that is wild. Hope is asking, will it be dark enough for street lights to go on? Technically, we should at least get some street lights on. It's dependent on where you are. I think we're going to have enough to where you're going to see some automation. If some of those lights come on around dusk, where it's around sunset, then absolutely, you will see those lights turn on. Yeah, that's a great question. I love that question. I think that's it. That's all we got right now with the questions, comments, and concerns. I'm glad you guys kind of sort of tuned on in. Listen, we've got live in the field, we've got our First Warn 5 chief meteorologist, Luke Doris. He is down in between Perryville and Cape Girardeau. That's where we're going to see 100% totality. That's 100%. You basically be able to look up at this thing technically with the naked eye. You need to be super duper 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 safe about it. I would still have the glasses, but very exciting in that particular location. However, it's much more likely he's going to be seeing some cloud cover. So he's picked a spot where he is forecasted for rigorously for the past 72 hours, and he has picked a spot in between Perryville and Cape Girardeau that he believes should be more of a clearer pattern for the timing of this eclipse. So we've got someone down there to see what 100% is going to look like. Obviously here it's still going to be an incredible experience, but you definitely want to tune in. We are going live all day long with this stuff. We're going to have it again at 9 a.m. in our My Casey live show. We're going to be doing this at noon as well, and we're going to be all the way through into even early evening to recap the actual Great American Eclipse, which is, I mean, this is really cool. Like I said, friends, it's not a once-in-a-lifetime thing, but it's maybe twice in a lifetime that you might have the opportunity to see this. Some of us lucky enough to see it 3 times in a lifetime. So it's one of those, when they talk about the wonders of the world, even though we're outside of this world and when we're talking about an eclipse, this is one of those wonders that if you've got an opportunity to experience, you should, because it is pretty cool, I talk a lot about meteorology and weather and the atmosphere here, but man, I do love space weather sometimes, and this is one of those cool kind of things. All right. So yeah, we're gonna end it here. We are going to let you guys go. If you've got any questions, comments, or concerns, don't worry. We're going to be doing more live streaming as we get closer and closer to the event. And then obviously you can see us live on air as well. My Casey Live starting up at 9 o'clock in the morning. And also check us out at noon. We're going to be up at 3:30, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Totally worth your while to stick with us here at KCTV5. And remember, if you've got any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always check out my Facebook page, Greg Bennett Weather Guy. We are also going to be up on our website and our own KCTV5 weather page as well. If you do have any questions, we're going to try to get those relayed back to you with some answers. All right. Loves and hugs. Enjoy this. Enjoy it safely. Okay. Make sure you have those glasses on. Take care, guys.